I know somebody wants to record this. Danielle Kringus, can you tell Kelly that we're doing this? Because she told me to tell her every time we're on a Zoom. Okay, you guys. Are we recording?
Yep.
Okay. So, we are going to talk about how to train your new DTs. The reason why we are having this Zoom is because I have drastically changed how I train my new DTs, and it has made the biggest difference. Oh wait, let me mute everybody because I hear stuff. Okay, it has made the biggest difference in the results that they're getting and the longevity, you know, for them, because they're getting results sooner. So then they are more likely to keep working. So I wanted to share about what I started doing that's differently, so that it's a super duplicatable system so that you guys could do it too, because it's literally changed like everything for us, really. And it's not even like hard. It's actually much easier. But anyway, so, and sorry, I just worked out and I have to go take a shower afterwards before other things. So anyway, but this is what I do. Okay, so I signed my new DT. For example, my latest DT I signed was Valerie. Oh wait, let me tell, I just noticed that Gretchen needs to get on here. 1 second. She told me to tell her when we were starting. Okay, I'm so sorry. All right, so here's what we do. Ben, I need you to kind of like interact with me on this because I feel like I've explained it to a few people. But
yeah. So because I feel like here's the thing, guys. First of all, you know, I think that it's really easy to like overcomplicate training a new distributor and getting them going. But really and truly what we're going to lay out for you is like extremely simple, bare bones, and it's not like a starting point. It's kind of like a don't do more than this. And I think that's sometimes,
and a starting point.
Yeah, it's a starting point, but it's also like you don't, I feel like sometimes we've shared this with some people and it's taken them a few times to really get the understanding that we don't want you to do more than this with your new DTs right off the bat.
So basically, your new DTs, they're not going to just run on their own. That does not happen. People come from like regular jobs where they have a boss telling them exactly what to do. So if you just enroll them to a team page and you expect them to go Ruby, like that's not going to happen. And like, that's kind of like selfish if you think that they're just going to like run on their own. Like that's not what this business is. So, but many times we do things that don't help them too. You know what I'm saying? Like we help overboard and that paralyzes people. So, okay, here's what I started doing. I actually read an article about the one thing. It was like a book, and it was about how people can only focus on one thing. So I noticed that when I started training my new DTs, I was giving them, here's a video to go watch, and this is what not to do. I was saying, here's a video to go watch. I would enroll them into the boot camp, and then I would also talk to them about posting their first post. So right there, that's 3 things. You know what I mean? So I realized after I read an article, I was like, I'm doing this completely wrong. Like people can only focus on one thing. So what is the most important thing that someone should focus on when they first sign up is posting, getting action out for first. Because if you start them on learning, they will constantly just be wanting to learn. And if you are just wanting to learn in this business, but never putting action forth, where are you going to get? Like it's not going to do anything for you. So if you start them on a journey of learning, that's what they're always going to be on a journey. of doing. So here's what I do. I signed my new DT up, Valerie, last night. I actually signed her up. Shout out to my new DT, Alyssa, who was on here because I did that post about, you know, put a GIF or GIF under here if you want all these products for free. So I did that post, and then Alyssa, my new DT, who is so amazing, she came up with this great script to send to everybody who commented on that. So I sent Valerie the script. She said yes. I signed her right up. So right after I signed her up, okay, I told her, let me just get to my messages to give you guys an example. Okay, so I signed her up, and she said, some people are going to ask you right off the bat, what do I do next? Some people are not going to ask. Some people are going to ask you for lots of information. No matter what they ask you or do not ask you, this is what I've done with every single one of my new DTs. I say, go post this cleanse post on your wall right away. I do not mention a boot camp. I do not mention a video. I do not mention the team page. I do not mention their hundreds list. I do not mention click into your eSuite and fill out the forms. I send them the cleanse post, and I say, go post this on your wall right now. Okay, and she even said, well, what about the products? How will I understand? I said, we will get to that after you post this on your wall. So even if they ask any questions, I say, we will totally go over everything after you post this on your wall. So I have the cleanse post saved in my phone. It's really easy. I send them the cleanse post, and I say, post this on your wall and let me know when someone comments. Okay, this is before she's clicked into her eSuite. This is before she's read any videos. This is before she's had information. This is the absolute first thing, because people can only focus on one thing. So you want them to start on action right away. Like, if not, they're going to be too scared to ever get to that point. So I say, okay, you can go post this cleanse post on your wall right away. And I say, this is what I say. People usually don't comment or show interest. This is what I text all my new DTs. People usually don't comment or show interest on the first post, because that is true. Like, you know, it takes you posting more than once for people to be interested. So I want them to know that up front. Hey, if no one comments, it's okay, you know, because it usually takes people 7 times of seeing something, you know? So I tell them this up front. People usually don't comment or show interest on the first post, but if anyone does, let me know right away when they comment, and I'll give you exactly what to say next. Okay, so, and then she said, okay, cool. Do I post this with a background or not? And I said, don't post them with like the ball backgrounds, you know, whatever. I'm like making conversation in that, like I was making her laugh, stuff like that. But basically that is the extent. Okay. She then asked me, okay, so anyway, I'm not going to go into that yet, but basically I have the responses for if somebody comments on the cleanse post, exactly what to say next in Black Diamond Boom. So whenever my new DT texts me saying somebody commented on the cleanse post, I go to Black Diamond Boom and I have all of their responses for when people comment right under that post. So I copy and paste and I say, okay. And I tell them this up front. I say, do not respond to people in the comments and don't do group messages, because if you don't say that and then they respond in the comments and then they do a group message, it's kind of hard to backtrack, you know, and then you feel like you're kind of having to like critique them right away, and that doesn't feel good. So I just tell them up front so that way they don't make the mistake. I say, okay, I want you to send, and I give them the exact response of what to say to people. And I say, send this in a private message. And I say, don't respond back on the post and don't do group messages. I say, everybody who commented, just send this response to them in a private message and let me know what they say. So that's what we do and so like my new DT, Valerie, she posted it, you know, she signed up last night. She posted it, 4 people commented. So I told her, okay, send this. I copied and pasted exactly what's in Black Diamond Boom. I literally copied and pasted it from Black Diamond Boom. And I said, send this to all those people who commented. And I said, let me know what they say. So she said, okay, done. So she sent it to all those people who commented. So how the process goes is that All of my new DTs who have started with this, okay, so I send them the cleanse post for the first day. The next day, I text them and I say, go post this coffee post on your wall. You know, it's like I have it in Black Diamond Boom too. And I have a list of posts in my phone saved that I go down the list. So each day I send them a different post. Okay. So
I'm putting these in the chat just so you guys can see what we're talking about while we're talking, but it's also in Black Diamond Boom.
So, okay. I have literally not had a new DT who has not done this, who hasn't signed somebody from the cleanse post. I have not had anyone who has not done that. So by the time somebody says, yes, I'm ready to order, that's when they have to pull up their eSuite. So that's when I tell them how to check somebody out. So that's the first time they're actually getting into their eSuite and seeing how to sign somebody up is through actually doing it. So I don't tell them beforehand, this is how you sign people and this is the difference in the customers and there's 3 different types of ways that you can check out and blah, 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 blah. No, I don't do any of that beforehand. So they're actually learning it as they're doing it. And they feel a sense of accomplishment because right away, they're already getting interest. Right away, they're already getting people who've commented as opposed to just saying, here, go watch this video and go learn this and just be on your own and somehow find a way to be a runner without my help. Like, I feel like that's sometimes how we act with people. And that's so mean to do. So anyway, I text them everything that I just said. And if they ask any questions, if they ask a question, I literally say, you know what? I totally will answer your question about how to see that, but first go post this. They have to get the post up before I will answer any questions. And it's for their benefit. And after they actually sign somebody from this, they feel incredible. Like they have that win. So they know going into learning anything that if they put the action forth, they're going to get the results. You know, that's what that's training them to see is that they don't need to spend time learning. They don't need to spend time doing that. They can, if they just put action forth, they're going to get those results. So, I have a list of posts in my phone. It's like, I think it's 14 posts. Okay. So each day, where's my list then? I have a list of all my new GTs. I've signed, I think, 21 or something in the last month and a half. I have a list of all of their names on my paper. I have these papers all over the house. And I have a list in my phone of those 14 posts. So on day 1, I send them the cleanse post. On day 2, I send them the coffee post. No pictures. Pictures do not work for new DTs. And also what does not work is them announcing that they're doing this business. Because so many people are so used to people announcing that they're doing the business, it doesn't work to have your first or second or third post being an announcement post for doing the business. These short, without pictures posts are what is working hands down the best. Like this is what you need to do with your new DTs. And so the first day I send them the cleanse post, no picture. Second day I send them the coffee post, no picture. Now with this deal going on right now, I have also sent them the who wants to make $200 from your phone because I also want to give them a chance to sign DTs right now. You know what I mean? So through that, they're learning everything. They're learning everything. Now, if after they're posting and they're listening to my instructions on what to send, if somebody comments, then if they have a question, of course I'm going to answer it. You know what I mean? But I'm only going to answer questions after they post their first post, after they post the cleanse post. And then after like a week of posting these like random, you know, posts, they can do their first, I joined this business post, you know, like I joined this business, I'm your newest It Works distributor, but only after, like most of them haven't even announced that they're an It Works distributor and they've already gotten their first 4 customers just from doing it this way. And do you realize how good that feels for me? Is that because like, I'm not afraid to sign people because it's the easiest way to train them. Like all I do is send them a cleanse post and then all I do is send them the response, which is pasted there for me in Black Diamond Boom. You know, and I feel like I can help them. Like I actually know a way to help them get customers when they sign up, you know, because this method has worked so good, like way better. Like I'm like, why didn't I have this method when I first signed up, you know, or 2 years ago? Like it's working so good. So then, and if you guys have any questions, because last night I explained this to somebody over the phone and they were asking me questions on like, what do I say if somebody says this and what do I do if somebody says this? You guys can put that in the chat too and I'll answer all of your questions. But basically it's just a relief for me because I feel like I can actually help them. You know what I mean? So the main key points are, don't add people to groups. Don't add people to message groups. Until they've gotten their first 4 customers, I don't add people to anything. I don't add them to any of the groups. I don't add them to the boot camp until they've gotten their first 4 customers. And then after they've gotten their first 4 customers, then I will see if, I want to maybe add them to something, or if I want to tell them about tips from the top, something like that. And so, okay, for example, my one DT, Blanca, she signed 6 customers from just this method, from me saying, go post this cleanse post on your wall. Go post this coffee post on your wall. The next day I say, go post this coffee post on your wall. Like, this is so important, you guys. If any of these people had signed up and I wouldn't have texted them a post each day for 10 days, they probably wouldn't have signed people. I am every single day going down. I have a pre-saved list of posts in my phone, in my notes section. I click my notes section, and in my notes section, it says post for new DTs. And I have all the list of my posts for new DTs. I go down the list and I send it to each of them. If they don't post, then I say, hey girl, did you post the post from yesterday that I gave you yesterday? I ask them. And if they say no, I say, well, why didn't you post it? I say, go post it really quick. Something like that. I don't send them a new one. I ask them if I don't see that they posted it, I say, hey, did you post the post from yesterday? I also, if in a few days they haven't responded, I say, hey, I know you signed up because you wanted to get this $100 bonus or this $1,000 bonus. I really want to help you get this bonus. Are you ready for a post for today? If I send you a post right now, will you post it on your wall? And they say yes. So keep asking me questions because I might forget something. But, so then a little while, and my new DT, Alyssa, is actually on here. And I signed her last month, and she has already gotten 5 distributors, 13 customers or something crazy, probably more at this point. But this is the way that we started. And then I actually did put her in the boot camp, and I actually did put her in our team pages and in our sample post group. But the sample post group is not good for new DTs. Those sample posts are only good for people who have been in a while. The only posts that are honestly working for new DTs is this list of short 2-sentence posts that I have in my phone. Those are the only ones that are working for new DTs. So I actually, and I even told Alyssa, once I added her to the sample post group, I said, these are for people who have been in for a while longer. And I didn't even add her until after she had signed people. I'm not adding anybody to messages because I feel like then, I don't know. I feel like, are you expecting them to just go on their own? I don't get it. You know what I mean? They're not. So, yes, I do recommend giving. Okay, so Stephanie Atherton said her new DT posted the cleanse post the day before yesterday and is still having interest, and she's responding to them. The second day we sent out 5 personal messages. Okay, before I answer that, this is another thing. Every time somebody, when I gave them the cleanse post and somebody says, yes, I'm interested, Ben put it in the thing. And they said, somebody commented, Amanda commented on the cleanse post. I legitimately I should have this saved to my phone, but I don't. I go to Black Diamond Boom and I scroll down to this right here, the cleanse post and scripts. I look in the comments and I legitimately copy and paste it right from here. It says, every time somebody comments, you private message them this. I press copy, I paste it, and I say, go send this to them. I tell them, send me a screenshot. After you send this and somebody responds, send me a screenshot of what they're saying. So I'm constantly getting screenshots of what they're saying next, and then I go right down below and I just post the next thing. It's legitimately the easiest thing ever. Legitimately the easiest thing ever.
And it's better to do it that way than to have them put you in a group message with people.
Yes, the group messages, we have learned. Last month we tried that, and they did not work doing the 3-way messages. So that was the first thing I tried, and then I tried this method, and this has been working like legitimately incredible. Like I've never had my new DTs doing this well, ever. Okay, but Stephanie, I didn't answer your question. So if she posted the day before yesterday and she's still getting interest, yes, I have her do the coffee post next. Every single day I'm having them post. Even if their post is still gaining interest, every single day I'm sending my new DTs a post. Every day without fail. Like legitimately, every day. Now, Alyssa, she's at the point where she signed up last month, so I'm not sending her posts every day, but because she's pretty much on her own, but she's pretty much my only new DT that is like out of 14 that is on her own that I'm not sending them to every day. Like Ben knows I'm legitimately sending, come tell them, like I'm legitimately texting my new DTs a post every single day.
No, it's true.
So even if they are still getting interest, they get the copy post the next day.
And legit, like it doesn't take a lot of time to do this, guys.
No.
Like Danielle literally, I mean, she's like, at least once a day, she's like, Ben, where's my list? Like I need to send a post to every one of my new DTs. And she checks off every single person on the list. And she's got a lot of DTs that she just signed up. So, I mean.
And it doesn't take me more than 10 minutes. That's for sure.
Because especially like, when you're following a format like this, you don't have to think very much. You don't have to
have their names written out for you. That helps me. Because if I had to sit here and try to think about them, I have all their names written out for me. I just go down my list. I have the list of posts in my phone. Mm-hmm. So that's already done for me. Then I have the scripts on Black Diamond Boom. So that's already done for me. So I'm not like, at no point am I trying to scrounge up something, try to find the scripts, trying to find this. Like, I'm not trying to find anything. So there's not wasted time in that, if that makes sense. So it's literally just boom, 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 if that makes sense. Yeah, I'll send you all the list of posts now. I will send it to you now. So, and this is how I'm trying to train my new DTs to train their DTs, because people are going to only focus on one thing. I don't want them to be like, just being like, okay, well, I signed up 5 days ago and I'm just learning and I haven't actually done anything yet. They're going to feel confident. Like, Alyssa, like how Alyssa on here, she only had 140 Facebook friends, 140 Instagram friends. And when she first joined me, she even said, I don't think I'm going to be good at this. Like, she said that. And so for her to actually sign people up, like right after she signs, that's going to give her confidence. Like she signed a lot of new DTs, as well. And so like now she's training them in this method too. And so it's a duplicatable system. Like we're not just saying, okay, like I'm not just asking people, send me your chicken soup list. Like, no, this is right off the bat. I'm getting them posting. I'm getting them results. Like I'm getting them like people that are signing up, people that are interested. And in the first 24 hours, maybe they haven't had somebody actually sign up because maybe it's taking them a few days to send the scripts back and forth, but they've at least had interest. So then I tell them how amazing that is, like to have interest from your first 24 hours, that's crazy. So then I'll either do a post about them or an Insta story. So I'll be like, my new DT Blanca was so nervous to start, but then within her first 24 hours or her first hour, I gave her a post to post and she already had people interested and she was scared that no one was going to be interested. So I'll do an Insta story on that because other people can relate to that. Like they're scared to sign up because they're scared if they sign up that they won't get interest. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, within her first hour, she already had people interested. Okay. So yeah, no, these are good questions. Keep sending me all the questions you can think of. Okay. So at what point do I add them to the team page? I only add them to the team page once they've gotten their 4 customers. Or if it has been 4 days of them doing their post and doing their post and doing their post that I've sent them, and they're like, I haven't signed anybody, then I might add them just to tag them in a post about don't get discouraged or something like that. But I'm usually only adding them to team pages after they've gotten their 4 customers. Now, if I was just not talking to them every day, like if I just signed somebody and I didn't give them a post every day, then that would be really different. But every day they're hearing from me. Every single day they're getting a post from me, So like, I don't know if that makes sense.
And then she was asking, when do you start having them add people, like add friends and message?
Okay, so Each person has kind of been different. And for example, like, my new DT. So really, I haven't actually talked to them about adding new friends or messaging until they've gotten their first 4. And if they're struggling, like if some of them have struggled to get their first 4, I have said, which I don't really know if any of them have, but if they are struggling to get their first 4 or struggling to get distributors, then I will say, okay, here's a message that you can send to 10 people. And I just start with the number 10. And I say, and that's in my to-do list every day that I'm messaging them. If I've noticed that they haven't gotten signups from, the posting in a few days, I will say, this is for my new DTs. But Alyssa, she's like a month and a half in now. So she's messaging, she's friending. She's on here. But I'm sorry, I forgot what I was answering.
When do you have them start messaging?
So after I've sent them about 4 posts, I would say 4 is like the good number. After I've sent like 4 days of sending them posts, if they're posting and they're going to post it on their wall when I'm telling them to, after about 4 days, I'm going to probably have them start messaging 10 people after about 4 days. And probably a little bit after that, I'll have them start friending. Because to be honest, posting and messaging is the most important for new people. That's more important than friending. So you have to think about, what is the most important thing? Is the most important thing for your team to get on an eSuite training? No. Like, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is to get them posting, to get them putting action forth. That's the most important thing. Because they're going to feel the best. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Danielle Krinkus, I have them message their friends or family as their first 10. Alyssa, you actually made a good message when you started. Maybe you could put that in the group because you're signing people from that new message. I know you made a message for getting customers when you first started, and that one was really good. So maybe you could share that one with everybody. Okay, so I'm trying to see the questions. No, you guys keep asking questions. Don't be sorry. I want you guys to ask questions so that if there is anything left as a question in your head, you know exactly what I've been doing. So, okay, once they post all the posts on my list, I literally start back over from the list. And if they're, I kind of take it by person at that point, and maybe then I will add them to the sample post group. But, I signed a girl the same week as I signed Alyssa a month and a half ago, and I still have not added her to the sample post group because every day I'm still feeding her a new post every single day. Because some people, like my DT Alyssa, she is going to be self, initiating or whatever, but most people aren't. 80% of the people that you sign are not going to be those self-starter, self-initiators. So my same DT, I have a few that I've signed, like one's Taco Shop. I actually don't know her real name because her name is Taco Shop on Instagram and Facebook. So I just call her Taco Shop because that's her name on Facebook. So I call her Taco Shop in my phone. But like Taco Shop, she is not still in the sample post group. So I still, every day, I say, okay, you ready for your post today? And I know Ben calls her Taco Shop too now because we don't know her real name. But I say, you ready for your post today? And I send her the post.
So Danielle, quick question. Do you have them posting the exact same post on Instagram and Facebook, or whichever one they use primarily?
So mainly I've had them work on Facebook, to be honest. Mainly we've done this on Facebook, but like Taco Shop, actually, for example, she posted the same ones that I gave her on Facebook. She also posted them on Instagram. I mean, I don't post the same way on Facebook and Instagram, so I didn't think about doing that with them to begin with, but they have automatically done that and they've gotten results from it. So I was like, okay, well, if it's working, like, keep doing it. So I'm mainly telling them to go post it on Facebook when they first sign. I say, go post this on Facebook. And okay, so somebody sent me a question the other day where they said, they told their DT to post the cleanse post. And, because they knew that this was the method that I've been using. I said, send me a screenshot of what you actually told them. Okay, so you guys, I got a screenshot, and the screenshot was where she not only told them about the cleanse post, but she also told them about the training videos in the eSuite. And she also told them about like 3 other things. And she's like, I tried to keep it really simple, like you said. And I'm like, no. Keeping it really simple is telling them, go post this on your Facebook right now. Like, that's keeping it really simple, like not mentioning the training videos. Like, keeping it really simple is legitimately only telling them, go post this on your Facebook right now.
And I'm going to just cut in real quick.
Yeah.
So I feel like in my experience with this business, like I've seen like this really crazy phenomenon in myself and in Danielle, and then that played out in these scenarios. And there's 2 different kinds of ways to go about this business. There's the way that Danielle started the business, which was she did not read anything. She did not open the eSuite.
I still haven't.
I
still haven't opened my eSuite, you guys.
She didn't even sign herself up. So like I signed us up. I read the compensation plan.
I mean, I've seen my eSuite open because Ben has it open. You know what I'm saying? But like, I've never watched the training videos. Like, I just jumped into doing.
But I, on the other hand, like knew more about this business and the compensation plan and everything about how the eSuite works than most people who are Ambassador Diamond. And I
guess who was signing people? Yeah, he didn't sign a single person, even though he had watched all the videos and read the compensation plan. He didn't sign a single person.
I could tell you how to make money, but I didn't know how to make money because I wasn't actually making it. So that I think is the key. Like, I have that same tendency. Like, I'm like, let's give everybody all the information because that's going to make them feel amazing to know what they have to do. But it doesn't really help people. The best way you can help them is to give them direction and like tell them what to do. Yeah.
And this has worked for every color personality, every person, people who have insecurities, people who have fears. This has worked. Like, this is a duplicatable system. This is not like based on a certain personality or something like that. No. Okay. So Tammy said, would it be good to see if my not so new DTs who haven't really started would do this? Yes. We have also been doing that. Mm-hmm. So I also have my list on my other side of my not so new DTs who haven't really like kicked it in yet. You know what I mean? Where I'm also sending them the same actual post that I'm sending my new DTs. I'm sending it to them. I'm saying, hey, go post this on your wall right now. Another thing I've learned is that just be careful of your language when you're telling them this. I'm not saying to be bossy, but if you're just saying, hey, here's a post that you can post, then that doesn't translate that. Like, they just think, oh, okay, thanks. Like, there it is if I want it. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, here, go post this on your wall right now. And then I'll help you with exactly what to say. When somebody comments, let me know exactly when they comment. I'm not saying you can let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a difference. I'm saying let me know because people don't want to, what's that word? Like, they don't want to be a burden to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want them to feel a burden to me. I want to tell them, let me know, not you can, like, because they don't want to be a burden to me. But I want them to let me know. I remember even Alyssa, she was like, I'm so sorry for sending you all these screenshots. Like, I feel bad. And I'm like, no, like, please send them to me. Like, that makes me feel so good because I know exactly what's being said. You know what I mean? So I don't want to say, like, you can let me know. I want to tell them, let me know. Like, that's what I'm here for, So, yeah, exactly. But, yeah, but that's like our job, so that is totally our job. So everyone does learn differently, but this method kind of, if you're using this method, then like no one could not learn. Like, I don't understand how anyone could not learn because I'm literally walking them through exactly what to say, how to sign them up. I'm telling people, this is how you sign people up on the website. Like, there's screenshots on that post in Black Diamond Boom that you literally send them a screenshot of the website. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's no way if you're using this system. Now, have we trained DTs all kinds of crazy ways in the past? Yeah, we have. you know? And I don't feel like people were learning the right way. And so I do feel like we weren't training them the right way. And people did feel like they didn't get a good learning, you know? And maybe they spent more time actually trying to learn. But this way, like, everyone is feeling like, oh my gosh, I know what to do. Like, our new DTs are like so excited. Like, I mean, I'm like, I don't feel like we've ever had this success rate ever of signing new DTs in our entire business.
Yeah. Just as a quick analogy for this, guys, like, you think about how you teach a child to ride a bike. You don't sit there in a classroom and teach them how to ride a bike. You put training wheels on and you get them riding a bike until they get the hang of it. And then you take the training wheels off once they get the hang of it. But this system is basically like training wheels on their bike, but you're putting them on the bike first. And you're not explaining how the bike works. You're just being like, I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you. You just do.
And like I said, some people have asked questions, and I will, of course, answer their questions, but I make sure I will only answer your question if you go and post. Like, each day, I'm like, have you posted today yet? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they have to be doing actions worth, because if you're not doing actions, then what is the point of asking the questions? You know, like, I don't want to waste either of our time. And I'm not mean to them. Like, never am I like, I'm not going to answer you if you post, like, in a attitude kind of way. I've been like, I don't know, like, we've had a great time with my new DTs. Like, I love talking to them. So, like, no one has been, like, everybody's just been excited, to be honest, like, really excited, because they're getting results right away. So right away they know, if I put action forth in this business, this is worth it, because, like, they see right away that putting action forth actually has results. You know what I mean? So there's not that, like, oh gosh, well, is it worth it to spend my time on this? Well, yeah, they really learned that right away from this kind of method. I will send my list of posts. How should we send it? Or maybe I'll just post it on Black Diamond Boom.
That's the easiest way.
And you guys can copy it, but it is in a note on my phone. So legitimately, this part of our life and our business does not even take that much thinking. It really doesn't, you know? And so that's kind of what I do. But this is Alyssa's message that she used when she first signed. And she is signing customers, she's signing distributors, she's literally doing, and her new DT, she used this training for her new DT, and her new DT signed a customer. You know, so it's duplicatable. Like, you can train your new DTs this way, and they can train their new DTs this way. So it's like,
and you don't really
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of, like, really training that has to happen. It's just
no.
Like, do what I did.
Yeah, it's like legitimately the easiest part of our business. Like, it's not really hard at all, you know? And of course, if they ask you a question that you don't know how to answer, then you can ask Ben or I, you know, then I'm telling you to ask Ben or I, not you can. Definitely ask Ben or I. If you have any kind of question that you don't know how to answer, come to us. Like, that is what we are here for. And if there's any part in this kind of training thing that you don't understand, come to us, because I would rather you guys, like, get any of your questions answered. That is what we are here for. We would rather you come to us. It's going to stress us out more if you don't come to us. That will cause us stress. So please come to us with any of your questions. But this is definitely what we've done. So I haven't, you know, like I said, I don't say watch Tips from the Top, watch the eSuite training. None of my DTs knew about the eSuite training, except for, I think, Alyssa, because she saw it on Diamond Empire. Because by that time she had enrolled her first 4 customers, she had enrolled her first 2 DTs. That's when I added her to the page. Yeah. So she's the only one who got on the eSuite training. I do not tell my new DTs, get on this and get on that and get on this and get on that. Like,
and
no.
Guys, like, I mean, all of these things we're saying not to do are things that we have been doing for the past 2 years and, like, haven't been getting results with.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like we're trying to, like, bash anything. Like, we've been trying the same stuff too, but it just hasn't worked now. And this is working. So we're like, don't do anything anymore besides this, because this is working.
Yeah. Like, I remember trying, you know, sign DTs, and I would just be like, well, okay, I'm going to have to get all those fast starts for them, you know, because, like, they're probably not going to get their own LCs, because they wouldn't likely get LCs. But now with this method, they are getting their own, you know? So I'm like, it makes me want to sign like 50 more DTs because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this system is so easy. Now I'm not worried about how to train them and like how much time it's going to take if I sign 50 DTs. Like now I'm like, bring them all on. Like, it's like so easy.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like basically it's just as easy as getting somebody to host a post. You know, when you're asking people to host a post, you copy and paste and say, okay, you know, go post this on your wall. It's basically as easy as hosting a post. Basically.
Yep.
So does anybody else have any other questions? You can put it in the chat.
Or if you can't find the chat, then you can unmute yourself and you can ask a question.
Or just like raise your hand and I'll unmute you if you don't know how to unmute yourself. But definitely come to us if there's any part of this that you don't understand, because I did tell somebody to, you know, somebody this week was like, I'm having trouble training my new DTs. And so I told her exactly what to do. And she said, okay, I'm going to do that. And then afterwards, she sent me screenshots of what she actually said. And it was totally different than just like the simplicity of this. So, which is totally fine. I mean, she just didn't understand what I was saying all the way. So, you know, that's why I want you guys to make sure that you do totally understand. If there is any questions, please ask us, because, you know, it's much better to understand so that you have a great method. You know, we would rather you understand.
And basically, like the same system that we're talking about for our new DTs, like we tell them, send us screenshots, we'll tell you what to say next.
Yeah.
The same thing like applies for every level of our business. Like if you're getting a message from somebody that you don't know the answer to, or you don't know like how to find the answer to it or whatever, send us a screenshot. We'll tell you what to say. If we don't know the answer, we'll send John and Sherry a screenshot. They'll tell us what they would say.
I still send screenshots asking for advice from, you know, my leaders like Janelle and Tracy and Melissa and Danielle. I send them screenshots sometimes in our message group being like, y'all, what do I say to this? You know, there's times where we just all don't know, right? You know, on our own thinking. Like, it's just like somebody else is going to know, like they're going to have, you know, a creative response, you know, when I don't. So like, I still ask them that. I'm not ashamed to ask that. Like, that's like, I'm not ashamed, you know, like I'm going to always do that, because why wouldn't we? Like, I'm not too prideful to ask for help, you know? So like, I definitely want you guys to do that as well. But, I was about to say something. Oh, but yes, do this with your DTs who aren't working, because we've started doing it with our DTs who aren't working, who aren't new. And it has been amazing for them. Yeah. So amazing. So even if you haven't signed a new DT, do this with the ones who aren't working.
Yeah. Like we've even had distributors from like a year ago that hadn't worked the business in a year that we got back in touch with, and now they're like doing amazing with this business.
And we're using this method with them.
So it's never too late to get somebody started.
Yeah. So if you are going to use this method and then you have a question about like, what should I say next? Or should I add on to this? Or how do I respond to this? Just send us a screenshot. Like, we're totally here for you guys. Send us a screenshot. That's the easiest way for us to understand what's going on, is just like send us a screenshot of what's said so that we can know, okay, this is what's said, you know, and help you come up with something. But this has definitely worked so good and been like so easy for me. And I'm all about working smarter, not harder, you know. So let me know if you guys have any questions. And I'm sorry if we didn't train you guys good when you signed up, and I didn't sign everybody on here up, but I know I signed up some of you, and maybe you guys didn't get good training from us at that time. But I wish we would have known this method, because maybe you would have felt like you knew what you were doing a little bit more. No, I don't think we ever feel like we know what we're doing all the way. Like, I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing, but I just do the actions.
We do. We figure out better ways as we go.
Yeah.
Right. I have a quick question. So once they've like gotten the hang of it and they've gotten going, when you start adding them to like different groups, like I have a rock star, she's amazing, but she's like, how do I start adding people? And I'm going to be honest, I absolutely hands down hate Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I get most of my customers and DTs from Instagram. And I'm like, that's a really good question. I probably should know this, but I don't, because I don't know how to I don't use Facebook like that. How do you guys add Facebook? I know you have a video on Black Diamond Boom, or maybe it's in our leader group. I don't know, but I was like, there's a video somewhere with you adding. But what do you say to your new people to get them adding?
So I don't say anything up front usually about adding. I don't say anything like, I mean, Alyssa, I'm using her as an example because she's like one of the new DTs that I have that's actually on here right now. So she's in my mind, but like she is adding now. I think she is adding. Are you adding, Alyssa? But at first I actually like don't actually even bring that up, to be honest. When they first sign up, I don't bring that up. I don't bring that up until probably like 2 weeks in of every day sending a post, 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 sending a post.
Like it's really, I think the principle of like Danielle started off saying, like we can focus on one thing at a time. So like you just give them one thing.
And until they've conquered posting, like until that's just a habit, you know, because like posting for me is a habit. Like anything could happen in my life and I'm still going to post no matter what. Like I am like, that is like important for my business, you know, like that is a habit. It's like brushing my teeth. Like it would be insane for me to go a day without, it's like so easy. You copy and paste, you know what I mean? It takes 5 seconds. Like there's no reason not to post. So it's like that has become a habit for me, but until it becomes a habit for them, I really focus them on posting and then I focus them on messaging and then I focus them on friending, if that makes sense. So I kind of do posting is number 1, messaging is number 2, friending is number 3. But I usually wait like 2 weeks to have them friend. And then I will tell them, or this is the other thing. If they've been posting like every day for like 7 days and they're like, I'm not getting anybody, then I tell them you need a message. And if they say I'm still not getting anybody, I'm always asking for screenshots. So that's a given. They're always sending me screenshots. But I also start after like the messaging, after the posting and messaging, then I say, okay, you should friend new people every day. And I don't even remember, Alyssa, I don't know if you remember how I explained how to find new people to friend, but basically my easiest thing is like go to Walmart. I did this the other day. You just go to Walmart's page or wherever you shop. If you shop at Winn-Dixie or if you shop at Publix, you go to Publix's Facebook page and it'll have all the people who like that page. Don't click on that because that doesn't work. But if you click on Publix, a picture that they posted, a picture that Publix posted, then like 1,000 people have liked that picture. And I just go down that list of 1,000 people and I click friend, 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 friend. To me, I would rather friend more people than be selective of who I'm friending because I feel like either way, you're going to have time involved. And I would much rather not be selective and weed them out afterwards because at least I'm friending more people. You know, some people like to like look at everybody's profiles first. That is just, I don't know. I'm not like, I'm into doing things smarter, not harder. So I do not look at everybody's profiles. If it's a guy, like you can see kind of by clicking their name. If it's a guy, I don't friend them. But other than that, if it's a woman, like I'm friending her unless like, you know, it's like her name is like in a country that we're not in. Like if her name is like Arab, then I know we're not in Arab countries, you know, so then I won't like friend her, but, or like, you know, something like that. But other than that, everyone gets a friend request from me. I'm not going to pick and choose because like, I mean, what if I was like choosy? I mean, I might have never met Alyssa, you know what I mean? She's such a blessing. So it's like, I'm just saying like, I might have not met any of my new DTs because I might have been like thinking, well, I have to know what their life is about. Like you're never going to know that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, unless like on their profile, they're a part of like the Ku Klux Klan or like, I don't know, like something crazy, then I'm like going to add them. Of course, I'm not going to add somebody if that's like on the top of their profile. But like, I mean, other than like something crazy like that, everybody just gets a friend request from me. I'm not picky and choosy because I find that that takes way more time. And then it's like, if you want to spend that much extra time working on your business, then you should spend that much extra time messaging. You know what I mean? Is my personal view on that. So, okay, that's actually a good question. What if our new DTs won't send us a screenshot? which does happen. And I don't know why, but like some of them won't send a screenshot. And I don't know if it's because they think that like, you know, I am, what's that word? Like critiquing them or something. But some of them like have this thing where they won't send screenshots, I've noticed. And so, I send screenshots, you guys, and I'm in the top 100 and I send screenshots. Like legitimately, I send screenshots. So no one should have like, no one should be embarrassed to send screenshots. Like I send screenshots, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, sometimes people, they are nervous to send screenshots because they don't want to feel like, yeah, you're right, Janelle, it is an ego issue. It sometimes is, yeah. Yeah, Danielle Kringus is always sending screenshots to me, like almost every day, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I know when she's like messaging, because then if she's messaging, she's usually sending us screenshots. I'm like, if she hasn't sent us a screenshot, I wonder if she's messaged or not. But yeah, she's like always sending screenshots. And the thing about that is that I send screenshots. So if that's just a part of what I do, then like that's a part of my practice, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like it's very helpful, and you're going to get further if you're willing to send screenshots. But sometimes people don't know that up front, you know? So I can't be mean to them and be like, oh my gosh, you're so prideful, you won't send a screenshot, because like they just don't know. A lot of people, and that's another thing, you guys. Okay, this is one more thing for new DTs that's been really important for me. I have assumed that people know more than what they actually do. And literally, I have a lady who has been a part of other It Works teams, and she wanted to sign up with mine. It was like her 5th time of signing up. I don't believe that like different people will help you more, but whatever. Like, I don't believe that I'm going to be able to help her more than somebody else, but whatever. I'm not going to say no to signing her up. So I signed her up, and she was convinced that you have to run an e-suite and be charged $20 in order to do this business. And I told her 4 times, you do not have to run your e-suite. Even if you choose not to pay for your e-suite, you can still do this business. Okay, so I told her 4 times that was the case. Still, after that, she messages me saying, I canceled my account. And I was like, you canceled your account? Why? And she was like, because I don't want to pay for the e-suite. This is after I told her 4 times. I was like, you don't have to pay for your e-suite. Like, you don't need to cancel your account. She was like, well, isn't that the same as canceling my account? Like, I explained it to her 4 times. So people are just, number one, they're not going to know the reasons for things, and they're not going to know everything right away. So I've really had to, like, if somebody is asking a question, like, I have to make sure I'm really dumbing it down for them. And if they ask again, I have to understand, like, you know, they just don't understand, you know? So, I'll have to explain which part. Okay. Jody, I don't know which part you're wanting me to explain, but I'll definitely explain anything. But sending a screenshot is going to be helpful for their business. I would not be where I am if I did not send screenshots. I would not be where I am if I wasn't open to advice. Even charting advice, I would not be where I am. Like, we called Sherry, before we charted, we would text Sherry and say, where do we place people? Up until diamond and double. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and now we place exactly how she does, you know? But if we were just be like, oh, this is how we're charting, we're not open to advice, like, we wouldn't be where we are, you know? So like, always be open to advice, and try and instill that in your DTs, that there is nothing wrong with asking for advice. So if somebody is not open to sending me screenshots, I do ask them, like, we ask them, we're like, are you just nervous to send screenshots? And then we try and tell them, like, you know, the best way that we can help you is just by knowing exactly what was said. Because sometimes people will say, somebody wants, you know, to sign up, and then we're like, well, what exactly did they say? And then we find out they said something like totally different, you know, but our new DTs don't know all those like differences. So that's where sending screenshots is the most important. So I just ask them, I'm like, you know, are you uncomfortable sending these? And then I try and explain to them, like, I want to definitely help you. I will be here to help you. Like, I'm going to be here. I will not leave you. Do you realize how many new people tell me that they're shocked that I won't just leave them? Like they think that they're just going to get left after they sign up. I'm like, no, like I will be here to help you. Like, you know, I'm not just going to leave you and expect for you to just go diamond in 30 days on your own. You know, like we were helping Kelly when she went diamond in 30 days. Like she just didn't go like on her own. She wouldn't have gone because she didn't even know, you know, like she didn't know what to do and how to place people and anything like that. She didn't know any of that. So like we even had to help her, you know, and she did go diamond in 30 days. But I just try to explain to them the importance of like, I'm going to be here to help you. And I want you to send me screenshots so I can know exactly what was said. So I could just really, really help you with exactly what to say so that you get the best results.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I just kind of like stress that, but I do it in a loving way of like, listen, like, you know, I don't want you to be nervous of this. Like I'm not going to think anything bad of you. If you've said the wrong thing, I just want to be there to help you.
Yeah, I think sometimes like if you take the time to explain why it is that you're even trying to get them to do something, then, you know, it's like sometimes you have to explain to them the reason so that they feel comfortable doing it. And, you know, so that's a good way to try to get past that.
Yeah. So any other questions? Oh, not having to keep your e-suite. That is a huge thing that people think. So you don't actually, you can still run your business if you don't run an auto shipment and if you don't do an e-suite. Now, do we encourage you to have an auto shipment? Yes. Your e-suite, it doesn't matter to us if you have one or not. Like that's just a personal preference. But both of those things, you don't have to have them for your account to be active. And people do not know that. So sometimes we'll see in the e-suite that somebody automatically canceled. And the first thought that we have is, I wonder if they knew that they could just cancel their e-suite. And most of the time we ask them, why did you cancel your account? And they say, because my credit card just got charged for my e-suite. And we say, well, did you know that you don't have to be charged for that? Every time somebody cancels, this is the first thing that we talk to them about. And
Seriously?
Usually they're like, no, I had no idea.
And guys, I feel like this is one of the things that I love so much about our company. And we talk about this in our scripts. Like we talk about this in our messaging. Like there are no required costs and fees once you sign up for this business.
In a lot of companies, there are.
Like you can run your business for free after you pay the $99. And if you don't make money, then you don't lose money. So I love that about our business because, you know, people can make that initial investment and not have to fear that they're getting locked into something that's going to drain their wallet. And so that's something that is really important to me because when we were looking at this business, that was an obstacle. We didn't want to have a monthly charge, you know, and so because we didn't have a bunch of money when we started this. So so make sure that they're understanding that. And like, you know, if that's not something that, like, don't assume that people know these things because so many people cancel and that's the reason.
Okay, Stephanie, good question. So she said basically the e-suite's free for the first 30 days. Should we tell them about it so that they can see it? But it's very overwhelming. The e-suite is so overwhelming, you guys, so overwhelming. I probably would not be doing the business if somebody would have given me tons of information. I would have said, I'm out. I would have probably not responded to somebody after that. New information is so overwhelming to me. Some people, they like that information, but you can't just automatically assume they're one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Just first of all, like not everybody's going to be like you. Now with our method of saying, okay, this is, you know, go post the cleanse post, like anything that they would want to learn, they're going to be learning through that method. And that's not going to be overwhelming to them. So that's kind of great for all peoples. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, like I said, through me, when somebody comments on the cleanse post and they have somebody interested, through the process of them signing that person up, they have to go to their e-suite or they have to go to their website. So that's when they learn about their e-suite, is when they're actually legitimately like putting in somebody's pay information or something like that. Then if they ask a question, you know, beyond that, or if I'm seeing like that they're doing good and they're posting all the time, you know, or like I have somebody who wants to go Ruby and she's like, what do I need? You know, if she's posting, then maybe I will introduce something like that. So, I mean, like Alyssa, she's been on her e-suite now, you know, My DT Samantha, she's been on her e-suite. My DT Keela, she's been on her e-suite. But I actually never told them, go watch the e-suite. That's a huge difference, is that I never told them that that's something that they should do. I allowed them to find that on their own. You know, I didn't give that to them as one of their things, but also I did introduce them to the e-suite, because when they actually sign their first person, they have to either go through their e-suite or their website, you know? So they're getting initiation through that way. So if they want to learn more, they can go through their e-suite and find everything, but they're only doing that if they want it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just like maybe understand this principle, and that's that like you have to think about what could be an obstacle and what is not. Like the e-suite can be an obstacle to people because it can be overwhelming. So you don't want to put something out there that could be an obstacle to them. Now, if they want it and if it's going to be helpful for them, then they will make that happen themselves.
Or they'll ask you specifically.
They'll be like, how do I log into my account? You know? And then you can explain, like, this is how you log into your account.
Only after they post it.
Right. But, you know, like you want to make sure that you're giving them the keys to success without any obstacles. So you get them to post. There's no reason that's going to be an obstacle for their business. You know what I mean? So get them to do that. And then everything else literally flows naturally. Learning the e-suite, learning everything else in this business flows naturally from getting results.
Yeah. But the most important thing for all of us to do is post and then message or ask people, whether you want to ask people in person or whether you want to ask people through Messenger. That's going to be the most important thing for all of us to do, you know? So I want them to build in healthy habits from the beginning, you know, because I mean, if they join this business, they want to make money, you know, like they want to make money. So like, that's why they join. So if they want to make money, then they do need to be posting and they do need to be asking. Like that is the way that we make money. That's like our number one priorities for all of us.
Yep.
So any other questions? But if this feels complicated to you guys, like you're more than welcome to ask us anything, you know. Like I said, please do. I'm telling you, please do.
Awesome.
I will post the list of posts that I send my new DTs on Black Diamond Boom. I will post that. But the most important thing that I can tell you is send your new DTs a post every day. They are not going to know how to go diamond on their own. You know, so send them a new post every single day, 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 every single day. And you post every day.
Really quick, before we get off of the Zoom, who here has signed a new LC in the past 48 hours?
LC or DT?
Sorry, DT. Did I say LC?
Yeah.
Who here has signed a new DT in the last 48 hours? Okay, Danielle Kringus. Okay, so everybody who signed a new DT in the last 48 hours, I want you guys to, right now while we're on here, I want you to start practicing this. So send them, if you haven't already, maybe you've already done this, but if you haven't, message them and say the script. What did we say? How do you start it? Okay, so I'm going to help you every step of the way. First, you can post this on your wall.
No, actually change that. You don't say first you can. You say first go post this on your wall.
Yeah, so edit that. So say first go post this on your wall right now, and then send them the cleanse post.
Or just be like, hey girl, happy Sunday. Go post this on your wall real quick. And then you say, if anybody comments, let me know right when they comment, and I'll tell you exactly what to say next.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say to the group? Because basically we're going to roll this into like a little power hour. And so those of you who have signed,
so that we can sign DTs to practice with.
And so we'll start off with this, like actually practicing talking to these people.
Also, just right off the bat, the most helpful thing that you can do to train your new DTs is to make sure you're actually posting and you're messaging, like you're asking. That is the most important thing. Like my job is not, like my main job is not actually to train people. My main job is actually to do the work myself and just show people what I'm doing. Like I'm not sitting here expecting you guys to all just work while I sit here and don't post and don't message. You know what I mean? Like every day I'm posting, every day I'm messaging without fail. So that's going to be the most important thing for you guys to do too. But after you do message and after you do post and after you do sign people, then use this method, because man, if I would have used this method 2 years ago, I would probably be Black Diamond at this point.
It's true. So, so those of you who are talking to your DTs, you guys can send us screenshots on Facebook when you get responses from them, if it's not the obvious, and we'll help you out with what to say back so that you can get some practice on how this actually flows. And those of you who do not have brand new DTs right now to message this to, then we're going to do a power hour right now to sign some DTs using this promo so that you can be able to get somebody launched.
And I will put this list of posts in Black Diamond Boom for your new DTs. Also, they're great posts for you to use too. Like I pick out one of them and I use them at night myself.
All right. So for those of you who...
Oh, really quick, you guys, for you guys too, these one-liner posts, every day I'm doing a one-liner post because Facebook algorithms show those more than other things right now. So if you're not doing those one-liner posts every day, then seriously do them. Like do one once a day, every single day.
Yeah, those are really good.
Like I have mutual friends of Tracy because her sister went to my church. I have mutual friends with Danielle Sayuke. But we all do those one-liner posts and we all sign like customers, even people that we have mutual friends with. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like those one-liner posts are just so good.
Yep. They get quick attention and they get feedback really quickly. So let's do that right now. Let's go ahead and put up a post. Let me find it. I'm going to put a couple options in the chat right now. I don't think that's going to translate. Here we go. Here's a post you guys can put up. Super simple. If you have used that one and you need something a little bit different, I'll give you guys a couple other options. This is one that's good for those of you who are mothers. I would not personally post this myself, but if you, sorry, that blended together with the last one, but that's another option. Where my mom is at, they could use an extra $500 to $1,000. I'm opening up work from home positions. So that's an option. And then here's another good option.
right there.